Hey, Steve.
Hi.
Yeah, Ivanka. It's always nice to see you. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. Well, it's good to know that you're doing great. Because I wouldn't have it any other way. All right. Like I said, it's good to see you as always. Now, last lesson was wonderful. Did you enjoy reading about? oh, Did you enjoy reading about Isaac Newton?
Uh, yeah. So
Do
do
you
you need a
remember I
homework?
told you to read about Isaac Newton?
Yeah. So you said the
Okay.
homework, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think both are pretty nice. They all are pretty smart, but I actually think that Albert Einstein stands out a bit more.
Okay.
Just a
That's
moment.
fine. So you've read. So I take it. I take it you've read about Sir Isaac Newton, right?
Yes, I also read about him. So just a moment.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so I've got some things about this homework. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna read this information about Albert Einstein. So he's born in ULM, Germany. He's a physicist and later became a U.S. citizen. Theory of relativity creates special relativity, 1905, and the general relativity, 1915, reshaping views of space-time and gravity. Famous equation: E equals square MC, which
MC
links
squared.
MC squared, which links to which links mass and energy. Nobel Prize won the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for research on the photoelectric effect. Quantum theory made
Okay.
vital contribute.
Let's
Let's
take
just
a
end
break
that.
there.
Let's just end that. There's so many.
Let's take a break there. Yeah. If we read, we'll read for the entirety of this class, and that's not what this class is about. This class is about thinking, exercising your mind. So that's what we want to do. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things you'll notice is that I think we're going to read about it. Is that scientists actually make conclusions based on evidence. Do you understand that? Do you believe that? Do you accept that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to look at the evidence in doing this debate. But before we do, let's just read a few. Okay, I think we can have the debate now, quickly. Now, remember, this debate is not about being right. It's about using evidence. Okay? So, who do you think was smarter? You said Albert Einstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what's your evidence for him? Why? Why do you think he was smarter?
because first he found out a lot of things about the universe and the space, and it really helped the other people. In my perspective, I think that is pretty important for people to know as much as they could know, and if someone, even if there's something that cannot be studied, then people can just keep doing it, and I just think that knowing things is better than inventing things. So I'm usually not really surprised when I hear someone invented something. They didn't know a new thing, but I just like how Einstein is really interested about space, and I also think that he is pretty smart.
Okay. Well, I understand what you're saying. Really, your evidence is the depth of Albert Einstein's work and how important it is for this generation of science, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think everyone would agree with you?
I don't think everybody would agree with me because literally, so I learned everything about Newton on an AI, and the AI said that it prefers Newton. So based on that, it also gave me a video that says Newton is better, but I still think it's Albert Einstein because I just feel like I just went with my feeling. I'm not listening to the others. I just went with my feelings.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, a lot of times our feelings are not a lot of times, most of the time actually, our feelings are very important. There's something that we call guts. Guts.
Yeah, I just thought
It's just
that.
this feeling in your stomach. Yeah, just guts. You know, our guts can be right, and sometimes our guts might be ill-informed for different reasons. Right. I'm one of those who actually think Newton was smarter for just one reason. For one major reason. Let me not say just one, but one major reason. Okay. And should I tell you the reason?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to try to explain this in a way that should be easy, for you to understand, because I want to break it down as much as I can. Now, there's something called riding on the shoulders of giants. Have you ever heard about that?
No. No.
Now, riding on the shoulder. Now, try to imagine what it would seem like, what it would feel like riding on the shoulder of giants, like literally riding on the shoulder of giants. What would it feel like? You know that if you do that, it would be easier for you to see further than people who aren't riding on giants' shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
You'd see further, you'd see better, you would have better view of what's going on. And if someone who had no giant to ride on wanted to see what you would see, the person would have to climb, would have to look for a high mountain and then climb the high mountain and then try to say, now you don't have to do that because you're riding on the shoulders of a giant, right?
Uh-huh.
I guess that's the basic reason why I think Isaac Newton was probably smarter. Because Albert Einstein could build on the discoveries of other scientists, of many other beautiful and smart and intelligent scientists. So Albert Einstein built on what they had discovered. But Isaac Newton had almost no one to build his discoveries on. Isaac Newton had almost no one. And he did all these discoveries at a very young age.
Oh.
Okay? Very young age, yes.
All right. So.
And do you know? Okay, go on.
I don't. So, just answering your question, I don't actually know much about Newton, and really, the AI didn't tell me that the AI didn't tell me that one of them were just building on the discoveries of the other scientists, and one just started from scratch. So I didn't. So that's why I didn't. I just went with my guts, rather than listening to the AI.
Okay. Now, I did not say Isaac Newton had no one, Isaac Newton started completely from scratch. I said he had fewer people. He had almost no one that he looked up to. In fact, the closest person to him was hundreds of years before him that he looked up to.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. But Einstein had close people that he could go meet. I mean, he traveled from Germany. He went to the U.S. to speak with people, to start some research. He worked with people. He had people he was working with back in Germany, and all that and all that and all that. But Isaac Newton had, I think, the major person I think he looked up to was what's his name? Galileo Galilei. Yeah. Sorry, I love discussing science so much, so that's why the discussion is going like this. But remember what I said, that the aim of this conversation is not to actually say this person was definitely smarter. It's for us to think with evidence. Okay?
Okay.
Now, can we agree that both of them were geniuses? Both Newton and Einstein were geniuses.
Yeah, but I thought it was one of those you've got to choose one. Okay.
Well, it's just for the purpose of a debate. It's just now a debate. Let me say this. Okay, one of the most important reasons for a debate is for us to think. Okay, not really to see it, not to really arrive at a final answer. Like the debate should give us an exact final answer. No. The debate is meant to get us to think and think thoroughly. Okay? Get more information, get more evidence, think about it, peruse, think about it, think deeply, okay, find out more. You realize that, okay, I think I didn't know as much as I should, so let me find out more. That is the purpose of a debate.
Okay.
That is the major purpose, let me say it that way. Okay?
Okay.
All right. But so let's read a few things about today's material. Albert Einstein. Now remember, we also at the same time are looking at Kay's writing techniques. And we learned in the last class that Kay likes to write with a lot of sarcasm, while using some self-depreciating jokes. Do you remember what we call self-depreciating jokes?
Yeah.
Okay. Albert Einstein. Read. Let's read.
If it wasn't for Albert Einstein, all we know about the universe is one, it's pretty big. Two, there are loads of stars in it. Three, did I mention it's pretty big? Four, that's it. Thank goodness for old brain box, Einstein turning up and discovering the secrets of space and why all my socks keep disappearing because of the dog.
Yeah, he's back at it again. And what did Prunella say? That wasn't Einstein who discovered that, it was me.
The dog ate the socks.
It's like his homework. The dog ate the socks. So if anything is missing, the dog is the culprit. How I wish dogs could talk so that people will start blaming them for eating everything.
Well, you can watch Dog with a Blog.
Now, what did you say?
I said, well, you can watch Dog with a Blog. I said that because the dog in there can talk, so that's why I said that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, the messy genius joke. The author jokes about missing socks instead of complex math to make Einstein feel like a normal, messy person. Interesting. And of course, Prunella's correction brings the grand topic of the universe back to a silly, everyday problem. Well, I think one of the things we discussed in our last class is that, this writing tactic actually makes it easy for everyday reader to just feel like these geniuses are just normal people. Okay? Yeah. Okay, I think we already answered this question. So let's move on to the next page. Now, what is a genius? Let's read.
Okay. So, Einstein was such a colossal, clever clogs that people even use his name to mean genius.
Wow.
Okay. So if someone calls you an Einstein, remember to say thank you. This happens to me about 38 times a day. About 0 times a century, more like.
Is Prunella. Now, clever clogs. Clever clogs. What does that phrase mean? What does it mean?
I'm guessing it means it means that somebody is clever.
Yeah. Now, of course, it's a way to it's an informal way of just teasing people. Okay, teasing smart people. Okay, and it's used to describe someone who acts like who thinks they are right all the time, or who knows all the answers. I think another one would be a know-it-all, but that's too too straightforward and direct and can feel like an insult. But clever clocks, yeah, just about know-it-all or smart aleck, something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone who is, let me use this fancy word. Someone who is ostentatiously smart. Ostentatiously smart. Sorry.
Does that mean really?
Ostent is just the same thing as clever clocks. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So someone who acts ostentatiously smart. All right, so let's go on. Let's read this.
Okay. How does the author use clever clogs to picture to make us laugh? Does
Do you understand the question?
does the question mean it's actually the picture of clever clogs, or does it mean?
No, not the picture.
Oh, okay.
Not the picture. It's just not the exact, not like referring to a literal picture. Now, it can include the literal picture, but not exactly like just the literal picture. No, but just the picture that the clever clocks, that phrase, the picture it paints in your mind. Okay, that's what it's referring to.
Okay. I think it's because. I think it's because that. Oh wait, no, yeah. I think it's. Like clever. This clever clogs is a way to say to kind of I think to kind of tease smart people, and it just sounds pretty funny for people to laugh, and plus it can if we're talking about the kind of with the picture just slightly, then people would probably laugh too if they thought it was literally a pair of clever clogs reading a book.
Okay. Okay. All right. Next one says the bad student myth. The bad student myth. Now, what's a myth? Oh, before we go on there, there's a word here. Do you know the meaning of this word?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. The bad student myth. Let me read this. When Albert was 5, his dad bought him a compass. He became fascinated with it. Whichever way he turned it, the arrow pointed north. Even though he was brilliant at math and science, Albert didn't enjoy his lessons at all. He thought there were too many rules. Now, do you think Albert was a bad student or not?
I think Albert's just a normal student. Everyone doesn't like the school rules.
Well, maybe not
Pretty
everyone.
much.
But there are lots of people who don't like it. Yeah, most people. You can say most people, or you just say a lot of people don't like school rules. But you know the funniest part? I loved school rules when I was in school. Now, I loved school rules doesn't mean I obey them all. Okay? That doesn't mean I obeyed everything, but I just loved the fact that, a school is a place with known rules and regulations where you can easily presume what you do to be wrong and what you do to be right. Not like when you're in your house. When you're in your house, sometimes you don't know what you do that will get your dad angry, or that will get your mom mad, or that will get your grandma just crazy. Why did you do that? I didn't know, Grandma, because there are no rule books. But in school, there are rules, so I loved it.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean I obeyed everything. I just liked it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, how does knowing Albert... Ooh, I think we should look at this. Let's read this first before... Aged 5, a compass sparked his curiosity, but he hated school rules. Now, he wasn't perfect, though, but he had a memory like a sieve and failed his friends' exams. Zuta laws. Students have tried to order in French. Now, how does knowing Einstein fails his French exam make you feel about your own mistakes? That's a question you're going to answer in the next class. Now, just
wait,
let's take a break.
Sorry.
5 minutes. Drink some water. Use the restroom, and I'll see you.
Sorry. So, I just want to ask you a question. What did you say I'll answer next class? I didn't really hear clearly.
Yeah, you can answer the question or ask me in the next in 5 minutes time. Okay.
Okay.